What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Fiction to Review. Let's talk about the movie Maze Runner. Maze Runner is a PG-13 movie. It's about an hour and 53 minutes. It came out in 2014. It is a sci-fi genre / action. Tom is a teenager who arrives in a glade at the center of a giant labyrinth. Like the other youth dumped there before him, he has no memory of his previous life. Thomas quickly becomes part of the group and soon after demonstrates a unique perspective that scores him a promotion to runner status. Those who patrol the always changing maze to find an escape route. Together with Teresa, the only female, Thomas tries to convince his cohorts that he knows a way out. The director is Wes Ball. The writer is James Dashner. The actors are Dylanobrien, who plays Thomas Brody as Newt, Kaya Scodelario as Teresa, Will Poulter as Gailey, Ki-Hong Lee as Minho, Amo Amin as Albie, and Blake Cooper as Chuck. So it was interesting how these characters who did not know each other, these kids who did not know each other, were forced together to come together and build a community and survive and stay together. And they were able to decide who's going to be the leader, who's going to be the builders, who's going to be the runners. I love that everyone had a role to play in this, and that even though they didn't know each other, they were able to come together and create a life for themselves. I love that even when Thomas came, like, everyone believed in him. Everyone was like, knowing that, okay, we've been here for a while and he's coming up with new ideas and new things. Like, we should listen to this. We should listen to him. Like, he might be going somewhere with this. And when he came, things started to shake up and they changed, and everyone looked at him like he was the leader, of course, because what happened to Albie, but like something refreshing and new. You know, Gailey was right in his own right, and he was upset, and it was true that this kid just came out of nowhere, and all of a sudden you got to listening to him. There was truth to the fact that he came, but he changed things, and you guys would inevitably have died, or something would have happened eventually if you thought you were going to be living like this forever. Like, you have to switch things up, and Thomas just came with like this newfound bravery. Definitely inspired the other characters. I do believe that inevitably something would have happened in the maze that would have required them to fight, because they wouldn't have been able to just stay there for the rest of their life and live like that. I mean, they were being watched, they were being experimented on, so eventually the experiment was going to be taken to the next level. And I think even though a lot of them had to die, and Thomas going out there did cause a chain reaction, all of those things were meant to happen, and minor casualties of some of the kids that had to die, but it was like Tom said, we fight to the death or we stay here and wait for them to basically come. I mean, they would have sent something. They would have sent something to come and get them, or it's like, we go and we fight and we figure this out. And I was like, hell yeah, Thomas, you're a great leader. Yeah, like I said, each character had their own thing. Thomas, he ended up being a leader and a runner. Thomas also showed like this normalness to him. You could see that like he really was curious about what was going on, but at the same time there was fear, but he knew that I gotta face my fear, I gotta go straight forward, I gotta be brave. And then you had Gailey, who was just like, who's this kid coming here? He thinks he's all that, he thinks he's running a show. Like, who does this kid think he is? He needs to be punished. And it's like, it's understandable because Gailey's been there for a while. He's been like one of the OGs, and he's just like, who's this new kid coming? But there was also a sense of jealousy, and at the end, Gailey was definitely wrong. It was just like, you see, you should have just came with us. Teresa was like the only girl, so she had her own thing in her own right, and they were like, who's this girl? And she's trying to fight them because this is a bunch of guys, and she's thinking like, what's going on, you know? But she ends up kind of coming together with them. And then you have Chuck, who's like one of the youngest, and he's a super sweet kid, and everybody's just looking out for him. And Albie, who was like one of the leaders, and just, he also believed in Thomas, and he believed in everyone else, and without Albie there, everything probably would have crumbled. And then you had Newt, who was like second in command to Albie, and Newt was that guy. Newt knew what was up, and was also very aware that, I don't know, I think some of the things Thomas is saying is right, But one of my personal favorite characters had to be Minho. The reason Minho is one of my favorite characters because Minho is brilliant. Let's talk about Minho is brilliant. He has a brilliant mind, okay? He memorized the entire maze. Because he was a runner, he knew all the ways, all the passages, all the ways, all the spots. He was quick on his feet. He was sharp in his mind. And he was pretty brave. I mean, there were some moments where he pretty much left Thomas hanging and Albie hanging. But all in all, Minho is a very good character. And I'm currently reading Scorch Trials. And I love that, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the movie or read the book, I'm about to spoil it, so you might want to fast forward. I love that he was given a leadership role a little bit more in the second movie. Minho is a great character, and I want to see more of Minho, and I know we're going to see more of him in the next movie because I'm reading the book and we're hearing more from him. So just his character is just awesome. Like, the visual effects were pretty good. They don't look cheap. The robot monster things were really good to look at. I believe they said that the maze, those walls were built where they pushed that guy in because something was wrong with him. He got attacked. He was infected. And I believe they shot everything 3 months, I think. I'm not sure if that's 100% accurate, but I believe that's what they said in the interview. I think the movie is pretty good pace. The action scenes are good. Action scenes where the monster is attacking them, like, it's so quick. I don't know if it's because I looked away a couple times, but I was like, did I miss something? Overall, the movie is pretty good, and I definitely would recommend it. You can watch this on Amazon. Lastly, I want to add on that I forgot Patricia Clarkson, who plays Ava Page. Me, or is she like the same person in every movie in the same genre? But yeah, she's a great actress. Anyway, if you guys like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Comment below, let me know your thoughts about the video. Be sure to get your copy of my book, Rain, by yours truly, Tia Outlaw. It's a psychological thriller about a group of young adults in a psych ward who been living there for a long time. They get this counselor that's trying to help them, but he gets caught up and he ends up being experimented on with the kids, and he's trying to find out how to get out there, but it's driving him insane. And instead of these kids being insane, he thinks maybe they have abilities. So if you're interested in getting a copy of this book, hit the link in the description box below and add yourself to my email list. Send me a message. See you next time.